Hi, I'm Jamie. Welcome to my channel. So today, about to tell this video, you already know what's about to happen. So I'm just gonna get right into the story. So basically, I lived in Georgia before I moved back home to my home state, which is Missouri. And basically, I did not know that I was pregnant when I first got here because of how my body was reacting. I did not know. So then, like, some of my family members like, okay, no, I think you're pregnant, take a pregnancy test. I took a pregnancy test and I found that I was pregnant. I found out that I was pregnant the week before my birthday, and my birthday is in the month of June. So right then, all these thoughts went through my head, like, I'm going to be judged, people are going to be looking at me like I'm crazy, I'm young. I thought like my family weren't going to be supportive of me. I thought no one would be supportive of me. I thought I had nobody but Al. But that's just what I was thinking at that moment in time when I found out that I was pregnant. So I decided to go to the emergency room the day before my birthday and to get an ultrasound and to find things out, like how far along I was. I found out that I was 23 weeks when I went to the emergency room the day before my birthday. The doctor had asked me, hey, what do you want to have? And I was like, well, I've always wanted to have a boy. So, I was like, the one was like, well, it's a boy. And I was like, what? That's crazy. And here are some of the ultrasound pictures that I first got and when they found out it was a boy. So after I found out I was a boy, I started freaking out a little bit, like, oh my god, I'm having a boy. Like, I've always wanted a little boy. So I found out it was a boy and my heart like dropped. Like, was like, wow. And the lady said, do you feel him kicking? And I was like, I felt like these little movements. Like, I thought it was gas. I'm gonna be honest with you, I really did, because they just felt weird. It's like I was excited, but then again I was just so like, okay, I'm still super scared. And regardless of how scared I was still somewhat a little bit excited within me, because I'm like, it's a boy and I've always wanted a boy. So then basically after that, I was a little bit excited. My heart was like, wow. But I was so scared because I was so scared of what everybody had to say, they were gonna think. So to continue on with the story, to kind of backtrack a little bit, I met a guy and we started talking, and I felt like, I had to let him know because I was gonna get bigger, and I felt like it was right to let him know. So I let him know on my birthday, and mind you, I just found out the gender for my birthday. And I told him that I was pregnant, and what I did was I showed him the ultrasound, and he was like, that's not your baby. And I'm like, I zoomed in, I was like, no, this is my name at the top and it's me, I'm pregnant. So he was like, okay, we can do this. Basically, like, he would be there for me to help me take care of the baby. But then after that, I decided that I was not ready to have a kid because, like I said, I didn't feel like I had support, even though I had somebody saying they would love to have this kid and love to support me and help me. And I also had family that I thought wasn't supportive, but they actually were in the long run. So I hid my pregnancy from everyone else in my family. Like, my aunt who I was living with told people, like, yeah, she's pregnant, but when they asked me, I kept saying no. Nobody saw me, and I didn't take any pictures or anything for a long time. And even when people would come up to my job to see me, I would hide behind the counters because the counters came up to here. So I was like, I thought about giving him up for adoption. So I was like, okay. But then the guy told me, no, don't give him up for adoption. We're gonna do this. I have you. I'm supporting you. So I'm hiding from my family, not letting them know anything. The only two people, well, only three people who know was my cousin, my uncle, and my aunt, and their family. So they were the only ones who really knew that I was actually pregnant. Because anytime anybody kept asking me, that would call me, I would tell them no. And anytime they saw me at work, I would hide behind the thing up here. The counter went to right here, and well, like right here, and I would work the register, and nobody saw this, my bump. And I didn't get big until like till I was like 6, 7 months. So I didn't really have a big stomach until the very end. Oh, and so then me hiding from people. So me hiding from people and everything of that nature made things crazy. So basically, you know, I'm just hiding from everybody. I only went to work and only came home and only to the stores that were around my house because I knew I wouldn't run into anybody. So after that, you know, I decided that I was gonna post it on Facebook about me being pregnant, and I did post that I was gonna give my son up for adoption because, you know, me and the guy decided we weren't ready for kids, so we decided to give the baby up for adoption. I got in contact with an adoption company, and basically, if you want a story time about my process with an adoption company, comment below and let me know. So, got in contact with the adoption company, got in contact with the person I was gonna be over my case, everything, got in contact with attorneys. We had everything planned out, everything. So fast forward, I told my family I was pregnant because they found out through Facebook, because they posted it on Facebook, and that I was going to give my son for adoption. Everybody in the comments, some people were like, why would you do that? Why would you give it to a family you don't know? You could give it to us, you know? And I was just like, no. I kept making up excuses of why not to give the baby to people in my family. Just kept doing it. Mind you, my mom found out through Facebook too, because I was very selfish and I didn't want her to know. And I didn't want anybody to know. I was embarrassed. But I overcame my embarrassment and I posted it, like I said, on Facebook. And then after that, what happened was I kept getting phone calls to phone calls, and people were like, I told you you were pregnant, I told you. And I was just like, you know, and they're like, I'm here for you, don't give the baby up. And there were so many people who were so supportive, like, I understand why you're doing it, and do what you have to do to make you happy and give your son a better life. And I'm like, yes, I'm trying to give my son a better life because I feel like I could not do the things that he needs in his life. So basically, I went into the hospital. I checked it on a Sunday. On a Sunday, I checked in, and I had to be induced because I was a week overdue. And me going through that process. Sorry guys. Me going through that process. And everything I had to go through while I was in the hospital made me realize a lot of stuff. Okay. They used a softener on me because I would not dilate at all. They used a softener on me that dilated me to 1 centimeter. I was at 1 centimeter by Sunday night going into Monday morning. And then by Monday night I dilated to 2. By Tuesday, they gave me this ball to put between my legs to kind of like line me up so he could come down, and finally he did. So it started going fast. By early Wednesday morning I was at a 9. So the people were at the hospital with me were my godmother and my great aunt, and I'm very happy for them because they were there for me when my mom couldn't be, because mind you, my mom lives in another state. She does not live here, and she thought I was giving the baby up for adoption. So she didn't know how to feel, and she felt like she didn't want to be there because she felt the baby was going to be taken away from her. Mind you, going through that process at the hospital, I started pushing Wednesday morning early, like 1 something in the morning. I started pushing. I pushed for hours. I really mean I pushed for hours. For 3 hours I was pushing. They had me try to push from my side. It wasn't working. They had me push from all these different ways. The baby was like between my pelvic bones, so his head was so big that he was not gonna come out. So then they used the vacuum, and they said, do you know the risk with using the vacuum? And I said, yes, but we have to use the vacuum because it's not coming. And so then they were like, well, the baby's down for enough, but he's still not coming out, and we used the vacuum 3 times, so we can't use it anymore. So you're gonna have to push. I kept pushing and nothing was happening. So then his heart rate started to drop. So they put me on oxygen. So then I got scared. And I was like, okay, well, we have to do a C-section because there's no other way for the baby to come out. I went to the C-section. They rushed me to the OR for the C-section. They tried to numb me, and I felt basically everything. And I was screaming. Then they said, well, we're gonna probably have to put you to sleep. And I said, put me to sleep? They said, and we're gonna have to put a tube down your throat so that you can be able to breathe. I freaked out because I was like, no, a tube's not gonna be able to breathe. I called my aunt, and they're my great aunt, and she came in there with me, and she prayed with me. And the last thing that I remember is them putting something in my IV, and then I was asleep. I woke up around 12-ish. I had him at 10:03 in the morning, and I woke up around 12 something in the afternoon. I'm sorry, I'm about to tear up again. Whew. Sorry. Going through that experience of just going through labor and having him was a lot. I woke up and I was in another room, and the first thing I asked was, where is my son? I asked where my son was because I wanted him. I said, no, I can't give my baby away. I went through so much. So I had to call the adoption company and tell them I changed my mind. I told them I changed my mind. And the lady was mad at me because I changed my mind about keeping my son. Here's my son. This is Avery. I love him so much. Here. He's crying, I'm sorry. Are you really crying? Are you really crying? Here. Here. So, I love my son. I decided to keep him. and I'm so happy. I'm so happy. So if you want to see our everyday life and learn some more about me, about my true emotions, about how I feel after I decided to keep him, and all of what it took to go through an adoption company, and what happens after you decide to keep your baby, comment down below. But thank you guys for watching, and bye. You want to do this? And do the little hand thing?